Welcome into the Michigan State Hockey Hub as we have the weekend preview coming up this week. No guest this week. Um, had some trouble with matching up schedules. We kind of got away from us. Next week we're going to try to work in a guest, and hopefully I'm going to try to start trying to get guests on for the game recaps as well. Little difficult to ask people to give up a Sunday to record a podcast though, so we'll see how that goes. But Michigan State's coming in after sweeping Long Island University. A great game. I wasn't able to watch this live. Went back and watched both of them. That second game was absolutely wild. A lot of positive signs that I think we can roll into this week. The offense on Saturday night was incredible. You know what? We'll get into a lot of these points later in the show, near the end of the show. What this is mostly is just a preview for Notre Dame this weekend. Friday 7:30 puck drop, Saturday 6 p.m. puck drop on Peacock. Okay, I know what's going to happen. 7:15 Friday night, you're going to sit down to watch the game. You're going to see it's on Peacock, and you're going to wonder, what the hell do I do? Next thing you're going to do is scramble and get mad. What I would do if I were you, download Peacock as soon as possible. Go to the App Store, download Peacock, go on your computer, get on Peacock, create an account. That part is free, I believe. From there, you will have to get Peacock Premium or what plus or whatever they call it. $4.99 a month. I would just sign up. It would cost you $5 to watch 2 hockey games this week. In my opinion, well worth it. From there, just cancel the membership afterwards. That's what I would suggest doing if you want to catch these games. I cannot pull video from these games with it being on Peacock. However, we'll be here to recap them on Sunday. If you all have Peacock questions, just DM me. I'll try to help you all out. Notre Dame coming in at 3-2-1. They've been playing pretty well. A little bit of a tough start this season. Let me just roll through their games. They lost at Denver to begin the year. That's a tough matchup. Tied in overtime at Air Force, and then win Northern Michigan, win Northern Michigan, win Western Michigan, loss at Western Michigan. Couple directional Michigan teams in there. None of them really bad. Western Michigan looks really good, actually. So this Notre Dame team, and I've talked to a few people, and they thought Michigan State could do pretty well this year. This was the team that I was looking at, like, okay, can you get past, over, around, close to Notre Dame? That's why this is such a huge matchup this week. 4-2 Michigan State. Um, this is just going to be an awesome game, or an awesome series, but a really difficult series. Notre Dame this year has only scored 17 goals and allowed 19. That seemed like something I wanted to point out, but this is just such a big series for multiple reasons. Michigan State coming off of a sweep at home, have had a lot of home games. It's now time to see if they can do it on the road when they go to Notre Dame. And this is not easy at all. I know that I just showed the 17 and 19 goals scored versus against. We know how good this Notre Dame team or program has been at times in the past. They're ranked number 12 right now. I have not watched much of them, just the condensed games here and there. We'll see if they look like a 12th ranked team, and we'll see if Michigan State looks like a team that could get consideration for top 20. This is where you want to set your mark. If you could split this series, heck, I'm not going to say sweep it. I just don't know if that's realistic. But if you can split it, would be very, very big for confidence going in. Let's take a look at Notre Dame's lines. Now, this is the lines from their last game. And a few names here. Landon Slaggert's a fun player. He's kind of like an Andrew Shaw type. Um, he's not going to score a ton, but he's going to get in there and he's going to drive offense, make things happen, fight for loose pucks, fun player to watch. Um, Ryder Ralston is their top scorer, kind of their goal scorer. I don't remember exactly who selected him. Does it say on there? But he's been traded to the Blackhawks organization along with Slager. They're both in the Blackhawks organization. But just look at this line chart and tell me if you notice anything about that top six. Veterans. Top line, junior, grad student, junior. Second line, senior, grad student, senior. This is an older team. Bottom six, you got a couple sophomores, grad student, one freshman, a senior, and a sophomore. Look at the defense. Ryan Hellawell is a good player. He's a sophomore. Boltman's a sophomore. Grad student, junior, grad student. This is just a team with a lot of games under their belt. And that's something that, as we'll talk about soon, Michigan State's had a lot of production from freshmen, which is extremely welcome, don't get me wrong. But this is a team that's a little bit built in a different way. Down at the goaltenders, you may notice Jack Williams' name. He's a freshman, once a Michigan State commit, actually. Ryan Bischel's kind of their main goalie, and he's played well this year. As we move over to kind of comparing these two teams, what you'll see right off the bat: power play 20.7 for Michigan State, good number for them. Good number, especially when you consider how much it's struggled over the past few seasons. The PK is one of the better ones in the nation. 87% so far. I don't think it will hold there for the season. I think that number is going to come down. I hope it doesn't. 87%. Oh my gosh. It's incredible. Especially, last year it felt like they were taking an absurd amount of penalties. Still some this year that could be eliminated from certain players, but 26 penalties, 55 penalty minutes. Look at Notre Dame, 32 for 78. Notre Dame's power play, 21.7%. The penalty kill, 74.1%. Not awesome. Michigan State's power play, playing pretty well. Capitalized a couple of times recently. Let's see if we can't get a power play goal this weekend. Let's see if Nicholas Mueller can make some magic happen on the power play. Matt Basgall, maybe Gucciardi. He's playing well since he's come back. Man, he's fun as hell to watch. Goals for 3.3 goals per game for Michigan State, allowing 2.5. Notre Dame only scoring 2.83 goals per game and allowing 3.17. Face-off percentage, both good teams in the dot. Michigan State, 53.2%. That's so strong. Notre Dame, 49.2. That's going to be a matchup I'll keep an eye on for sure going in here. St. Cyr, now, if you all don't remember, Dylan St. Cyr, Spartan goalie, spent 4 seasons at Notre Dame before transferring to Quinnipiac last year, and then, of course, finishing off his 6th season here at Michigan State. 2.03 goals against, 91 save percentage. Good numbers. Bischel, 2.74 goals against and a 91.3% save percentage. So I wanted to break, but before we get into some of the Michigan State stats, just to go over, this is going to be a tough weekend, but this is exactly what we want to see as fans. We want to see where this team is against the Big Ten. Out of conference is important. Winning those games is important. It's fun. I'm glad that they're in the beginning of the season, get some chemistry together, see who can click, change some lines, see what happens. It's now going to enter a time where it's put up or shut up. This is what happened last year, right? Michigan State played pretty well out of conference, came into the Big Ten and really struggled. This is looking like a different team. I want to see that it is a different team. I want it to be proven in the Big Ten. I'm not saying that they have to come in and finish in the top 3 in the Big Ten. Not a realistic goal. I want to see them being competitive, and I want to see if they can hold their own with some of the Big Ten, like a Notre Dame, like I said, top 15 program right now. We'll see if that holds. Michigan State stats. So I wanted to pull this up, just go through a few things. As you'll see from the top there, you got two freshmen in the mix for the most points on the team. Daniel Russell, 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points, leading the team. Absolutely playing out of his mind. Super impressed with the freshman. Nicholas Mueller has 6 points this season, 1 goal, 5 assists. That matches his output from last year alone. I've always said that there was more offense in his game. Senior now, showing it quite a bit, setting up a lot of players. Love what Mueller has brought to this lineup. Carson Dort, I said it from week one, this kid's got game. There's something special with this kid. I'm not saying he's going to be some NHL all-star, but he's got some game. He's going to be an important piece to this rebuild. And just seeing how fast they can turn this around. Carson Dort, I'm telling you, he's got something there. Jagger Joshua, 5 points. Get that hat trick. All the goals he's had this year in one game. Good for him pumping those stats. Nash Nienhaus has looked awesome. Really like what we saw from him scoring that goal as well. Let's drop all the way down to the bottom of the list. Justin Jalen, 6 games, 0 points, 0 assists. I don't think he's played poorly. I expected more. I thought he could be a guy who could add a little bit of offense to this team. We haven't seen it yet. Doesn't mean it won't happen. Still kind of flies around, makes stuff happen. I just expected a little bit more from him. You have Kyle Haskins, AJ Hodges, 2 guys who are juniors and haven't really cracked the lineup. Each have had a game. Victor Hurtig just came back from suspension, so he's still getting his feet under him. Zach Dubinsky, as we know, is just a beast on the faceoff dot. Eric Middendorf, only 1 point so far. For some reason, I thought he had more than that. These stats are from collegehockey.com. If there's anything wrong with these stats, yell at them, not me. Middendorf, a senior, was just somebody who I really thought would be poised to have a huge breakout year. Now we're talking about 6 games, so let's just pump the brakes. But not at all disappointed in the way he's playing. Just waiting, still waiting for that offensive breakout. Jesse Tucker finally got on the score sheet. Let's see him get going. Let's get Davidson going. That's the thing, right? I just mentioned 3 players in Davidson, Tucker, and Middendorf who played humongous roles last season. And really, if you asked me before the season, I would say if Tucker through 6 games only has 2 points, Davidson has 2 points, no goals, and Middendorf only has 1 point, I'd say this team's struggling a lot. I thought that they would really have to rely on those players. Instead, those players haven't necessarily gotten going in the scoring sheet. And look where they are, 4-2. Freshmen stepping up, Mueller stepping up, Jagger Joshua having a big game, showing something we've never seen from him before. 3 goals, incredible. The defense really getting involved. I'm amazed by how much offense that they've been able to generate. Overall, really impressed with this team. Really excited to see them in Big Ten play. I want to keep this episode short. Quickly, just predictions for this weekend. I've been thinking about this. The only prediction I've gotten correct all year was that Charleston would start game 2 last weekend. And that's not, I mean, who cares about that prediction? I suck at predictions. That's fine. They don't ask me for my opinion. I'm going to say they split. I think I've said that just about every time. No, I did predict. I predicted a sweep, but I'm going to say that they split and win game 2. I think Dylan St. Cyr, unless he just does not look good Friday night, will get both starts. He's played really well. He's earned it. Put him in his old barn against his old team. Let's see what happens. Any other predictions? Let's go back to the score sheet here. I'm going to say Tiernan Shouty scores. He has one, it came against Bowling Green. Let's get Shouty another goal. Let's get Davidson his first of the weekend. How about that? As always, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, drop a comment. All of these things help generate more people. Like, it makes our this podcast appear on more people's feeds. That's all it does. So if you want other people to see it, sorry for the shorter episode this week. It's just what happens sometimes when you have a schedule that's all over the place. But we'll be back doing a recap on Sunday. Next week, I'm going to be out of town for work, so I'm going to try to do an early week preview. We'll see if we can get a guest on early next week for the preview. But um, as always, go green.